be intimidated. I'm an academic rigor. Today we've seen a number of arguments, a number of discussions, and it falls to me to summarize the last from my team to craft these arguments. I come from a world of data science, which means that you look at all the data available and then try and understand how it's come together and exactly what it means in that setting. I present to you Latke as the cornerstone of civilization. All right, this is the world population. As you can see, a long time ago, less people, more recently, more people. Oh, it gets better. The first mention of the Hamantaschen actually comes about in about approximately 1200. That's referred to by some old rabbi. It goes forward. We have from there. We have from there, the Latke existed before this point, but the Peruvian tuber was discovered in 1800 and quickly turned the Latke into the current miracle of today. I think what we clearly see in this instance is that more people, much better. We're here. We are sustained. My partner's reference earlier. But let's look at the real gross world product in billions of dollars. Again, we see this pattern. It's flat for all of time. There is no development. We look at those dates again. We see Hamantaschen approximately 1200, flat. It's a tabletop. No economic development, no real sustainability, no growth in the world production. Oh, where's the Latke? Ah, there's the arc going right up to the top. And we see clearly that John Stewart is the inevitable result of all this. If you like him. If you don't, forget disregard. The driver of all economic growth is clearly the invention of the Latke. I think we've made it quite clear. And we've come here today to not determine what's good and what's evil. We've come to just compare two great things and show which one has a greater impact. So just showing you the population of the world greatly impacted by Latkes, our entire economic productivity affected by Latkes. Finally, let's just see where they sit today, for the last 10 years in terms of Google search. In case you missed it, the Hamantasch is somewhere, it's hard to distinguish from the zero axis. This is roughly 60 times the mentions and searches on the internet. That's not counting other off references such as hash browns. You've got all of the varied areas. So say it with me: potatoes. Potatoes. But this just shows the correlation, and it shows 60 times more people are aware, or even aware of Latkes than of Hamantaschen. It's a complete unknown, so it has no real impact on civilization. Now, we've seen that clearly Latkes are driving, there we go, success, growth, ideas, time management, everything in terms of the home, because correlation clearly equals causation. This is fundamental in the world of data science. But let's go underneath that. We've got a cluster of factors that we've analyzed, and we really want to understand what that causation comes from and how it works. So this is really a battle between chaos and order. The Hamantaschen are a symbol of chaos in the world. You look at the story, what was told. It is the symbol of an evil, contradictory ingredients mixed together to form, these little objects that, always taste different, always look different, sometimes with great success. You used to have, mix, bake, pray, eat it anyway. It's just there, it broke. We have a final product that's delicious, but it is unsustainable, as my partners have rightly pointed out. The symbolism clearly behind it is that Haman was an evildoer whom we wish to eradicate immediately. So get rid of the Hamantash. We merely make these things to get rid of them. Think about that. Let's see. Here's some examples of how easy they are to make. You see on the top or on the left, and then you see the actual result. This is just, broken dreams. All right. Latkes, as the rabbi pointed out, the ingredients are simple yet diverse. They mirror humanity. They're originally made of ricotta cheese. Now you can make them of potato, sweet potato, carrots, parsnips, eggs, matzo meal, salt, pepper. You cook them in oil or schmaltz. You can have applesauce, sour cream, ketchup, brisket, fried chicken. You name it. You put it next to there. People typically in America have them for breakfast with their eggs. The cooking. It's symbolic of a basic process whereby we turn some very simple ingredients into something that is far greater than itself. It's alchemy. It's the process of turning grapes into wine or flour into bread. Shred it, press it, mix it, scoop it, fry it. The final product is the very definition of Jewish and even all religious tradition. It's crisp on the outside. You know just what you have to do. You know in the middle that there's a center that gives you freedoms and understanding once you've accepted the external rules. You know that you can add your own accoutrement to it itself. The symbolism, it represents victory. And now finally, this is an ancient hymn that was discovered that I'd like you to join with me on, if you know the tune. Each Hanukkah we glorify brave Judah Maccabeus, who had the courage to defy Antiochus and free us. The important points are underlined. Yet, it is not fair that we should forget Mrs. Maccabeus, to whom we owe a debt. One latke, hey. Two latkes, hey. So on into the night. You may not guess, but it was the latkes that gave them the courage to fight. Now this is how it came about, this gastronomic wonder. It broke the ranks of Syria like flaming bolts of thunder. Mrs. Maccabeus wrote in the dough portions of Torah, then fried them so. They shimmered, they simmered, absorbing the olive oil. You may not guess, but it was the latkes that made the Syrians recoil. The Syrians said, it cannot be that old Mattathias, whose years are more than 83, would dare to defy us. But they did not know his secret, you see. Mattathias dined on what? Latkes and tea. You may not guess, but it was the latkes that gave them the courage to fight. And so each little latke, brown and delicious, must have hit the spot, because with appetites vicious, all the heroes ate them after their toil, causing what? In our temple? A shortage of oil. Now, you see on the right, you've seen some themes that have come up. You've got female empowerment, Mrs. Maccabeus. You've got gastronomy. You've got elder empowerment. You've got a whole range of civilizations